It's funny the way you tell a story and everything.
Funny how? What's funny about it?
Just
What?
just you talk funny.
You mean, let me understand this, because, maybe it's me. I'm a little fucked up, maybe, but I talk funny how? How do I talk funny? I talk funny like a clown? I amuse you?
Get the fuck out of here, Sharon.
No, we got a show to do, you stuttering prick, ya.
Welcome to We Talk Funny, a weekly hour-long podcast hosted by Sharon Pfeiffer and Joe Rubo, a show that's less about the way they talk and more about what they talk about. WTF, a show about entertainment, celebrity, comedy, culture.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the We Talk Funny podcast here at the wonderful Podcast Junkie Studios in Boca Raton. And tonight we have a very special show. We got to get right to it. We have our man on the line, and we don't want to waste any time.
That's right.
Sharon?
We don't want to waste any time, Joe, because we have a really special guest tonight. And I'm not going to, just do a song and dance. I'm going to introduce him right off the top. He is an amazing casting director, and his name is Bill Marinella.
Oh, Bill. Great to have you, Bill. Great to have you.
Yay!
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here with us. We're so excited to have you here in this, sort of in the studio. It feels like you're in the studio. You got that New York background.
Yep.
I love it.
This is one of our stages here. I'm now in Lexington, Kentucky, making movies in Lexington. Believe it or not.
Wow. Okay. What are you working on? Can we ask?
Well, we just finished a year's worth of true crime. We do a lot of the true crime projects.
Okay. And I didn't get called in for anything?
I think that they thought we were afraid to call you in because of your connections.
Oh.
I
They
don't
didn't want to
blame
say
them.
the wrong thing. If you know what I
I
mean.
don't blame them, Bill. I don't blame them. But that's so cool. So you're in Lexington, Kentucky. Okay.
Yeah. So Kentucky has a really great tax credit.
Mhm.
And as you know, that's why I went to Miami from Georgia. And before that, California, I traveled the tax credit circus. And so I would just travel and, I got a place in Miami, and that's where we met, Sharon, down on Magic City.
That's
I
right.
took that show over from someone else, and you guys were already established, and then we became really good friends. And have
Yes.
remained friends for 50 years now.
50 years now.
50 something, yeah.
It feels like it, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? And but then, I was in Georgia for a while, so Marvel left Trilith,
Right.
and they went to Jersey, but they also went overseas after all the strikes because the studios are greedy and they don't want to share their money, and so we all get stuck, right? So then overseas, they don't have the types of unions or the types of problems we may have here in the States. So now we have tax credits that are going to help bring some of the production back, but it will never be what it is,
Right.
what it used to be. And now everything with AI has completely screwed us, and we have to pivot as quickly as we can in order to stay in business. And that's what I did. So I sold my home in Georgia, got my nest egg, got out, and landed in Lexington, Kentucky. And I'm working at a small studio here that was built during the pandemic. It's called LEX Studios.
Okay.
And that it was a movie theater that they turned into a film studio. And one of the first things I did here last year when I moved was about a year's worth of true crime on Netflix, the Sony channel, the Lifetime channel, all these different channels. But they all do. Sometimes they do the same story, but just in a different way. Like
Right,
John Wayne
right.
Gacy has been told forever.
Right.
And these are the 30-minute programs, real interviews with the detectives and the victims if they're still alive. And so then we have to do the recreation. So we have to hire all the actors that look like John Wayne Gacy or whatnot. They like to tell the same story. It's just different actors. So then
Right.
we find the characters and we have to recreate those scenes.
Right.
And it's acting, but we don't do a lot. We don't mic anybody, but you have to be able to act.
It's mostly
You-
voice. It's mostly voiceover, right?
Yeah, it's voiceovers from the real detectives and the real witnesses. And then the actors, you're exactly right, Joe. The actors will improvise. I mean, they might speak, but we don't do any recording.
Right.
But, it kind of helps the day go fast
Right.
because that saves us 2 hours a day without having to mic people up.
Bill, do
And
you remember
so-
when I did the I Married a Mobster?
Yes, I
Okay,
have that.
so-
I saved that on my
So
TiVo.
it's the same exact thing. So they were half-hour episodes based on real life people, in my case, women, and our situation, and they hired actors who, in my case, did not look like me. But no, really, this was like a 6'2"
Yeah.
girl. But they hire actors to emulate you, and and recreate your life. So,
Right.
yeah, it's a similar thing, right?
Yeah.
It's very similar, and it's on every platform. These shows are on Discovery ID. They're on the Sony Lifetime Network. They're on Hulu. They're on all these different. So this studio got well known for doing all these because we shoot an episode a day or an episode in a day.
Wow.
It was really quick and really fast, and yeah. So I was doing that, and then I thought, oh man, I'm not really doing any features anymore. They're still making movies, but when everything left, they just, the studios, the teams, the ADs and the directors and the producers, they stick with whoever they had at the time.
Right.
And I just decided, let me just try a new, fresh approach somewhere else. I was in Georgia for 10 or 12, 13 years. So now I'm here and things are going well. It's not a lot of money, but the work is consistent. So yeah, I'm happy to be working a little bit. I wish I could get more work, but
What's the talent pool like in Kentucky?
it's interesting. We have a lot of people that have moved maybe to New York or LA, and now they're back here,
Right.
and they're following their dreams of being an actor or a performer. And most of the roles that I cast now for a lot of these projects, including some of the low budget features, these are one-liners.
Right.
These are people that come in for a day and a waitress role or a doorman role, but they're important and they help tell the story. And it gives people opportunity, which I enjoy, giving people the opportunity to perform. Some of them are real people right out of theater. Some of them are real people they meet on the street, ice cream vendor, or at the thoroughbred races. The Kentucky Derby was.
Did you go to the Derby?
No, well, tickets were like $12,000, so no, I didn't go.
Oh wow! Well, they should have invited.
But I love the hats and I love seeing all that.
You should have gotten an invite.
But you go to some of the local establishments and they have the Derby parties, and that was fun.
Right.
So, and then there's a lot of universities here, so we have a lot of people that can do this stuff. But I wouldn't call all the people here actors. It's not a mecca like it is in New York, or Georgia, or LA. It's not an acting mecca, but there is a resurgence of motion pictures because of the tax credit here.
Right.
People are going to start moving back here.
Yeah, it's all about
like they did in Georgia.
Credit. All about the tax credit.
It's all about money.
Yeah, money talks, and
now the thing is, guys, everybody's on their what? They're on their phone. They're on their. There's Larry.
And
they're on their phone.
Larry David.
And Larry David, my little corgi. We watch our phones, and it's entertainment, and we're doing these things called verticals. Have you heard of those?
Of course, absolutely.
So it's like we did a movie. It was like 90 minutes, and they're very quick scenes. They don't really look for the best acting. They tell the story, and it's cheesed up. The story's cheesed up like a Fabio butter commercial. Remember?
Yeah, of course, Fabio.
Yeah. I kind of believe it's not butter, and then they have some gorgeous guy and some gorgeous girl, and then a tough guy like maybe Joe would be there. Hey, give me the money, And then
Joe, you might get a role out of this.
Yeah, we'll have to audition.
Sure, so I'll come to Kentucky.
They'll show a 3-minute movie for free, and then you buy a credit or you watch ads to continue swiping.
Right.
Oh, wow.
And so that's what so these little studios are like 6,000 feet a piece, 6,000 square feet. They're not huge, but we build sets in here, as you can see. I'll give you a little quick tour.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're sitting in, like you can see the lights.
Oh, look at that.
So cool. That is so cool.
This is
right then.
And the sound is not bad either.
That's what I can't
should
believe
be some echo in there.
Echo, there shouldn't be good service. You sound great.
Yeah.
No.
And so then we have our backdrop, and then and then we just built some really cool stuff here. So we have really good craftspeople here that build the sets. But this would be like the courtroom. You can see that's the judge right now. Right now it's going to be a priest place. It's like where you go up and take your communion and whatnot.
For
but we have 4 studios here, and so they're all different. And so we can rent it out to almost anything.
That is so cool, Bill.
Yeah. So I'm still in the game somehow.
You're still in the you're
God
always
has
in the
blessed
game.
me, man.
Well, you've worked on some amazing projects. I was talking to Joe earlier about the projects you've worked on. For instance, Pain and Gain, when you were down here in Florida. Pain and Gain was a great project that you worked on that everybody down
That
here.
was a lot of fun,
lot of
but it
fun.
was also a lot of stress with Mr. Michael
Yeah,
Bay.
Michael Bay. I
He's
mean,
very particular.
he does 400 takes,
Yeah,
right?
and he gets things the way he wants, and it was an eye opener for me because there was a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just couldn't get always what he wanted. They want perfection, but I learned, and you grow and you just do. But Pain and Gain was based on true stories,
well-
and that was his.
Yeah.
That was his. The rumor is, and I don't know for sure, but the rumor would be, we'll let you make Pain and Gain, and we'll give you the money for it, but you have to do one more Transformers. I don't know how that was working, but it's one of those vanity deals, and he did
Right.
it, and the movie was very good, actually. I
was
really
good.
enjoyed the movie.
Well, you always got me in on everything.
Yeah.
I was so
Ride
lucky.
Along 2, Magic
Yeah,
City.
man. And I not only got work as a actor or featured back, whatever, but you would get me the driver, the precision driver,
Yep,
and
then
like everything.
and the stunts.
The stunts,
They got the stunt contract the
I
one time
mean,
because you were
stand-in,
around.
stand-in.
Yep, stand in. Yeah.
I was doing everything. Bill would call me up. You were so awesome. Sharon, you're available? We need somebody. How tall are you again? How short are you again?
Yeah.
We need you. You're 5'1",
Bring your shoes.
perfect. Yeah, or bring your shoes.
Bring
Or
your
do you have a
shoes.
wig? Do you have a
Can you
wig?
get a wig? Can you tone it down?
Yeah, can you tone it down? Can you
I'm
wear a
asking Sharon from
binder?
New York to tone it down. Can you believe that?
Can you wear a
She can do
binder?
it.
Yeah, can you wear? Can you
But
squeeze
yeah.
them more tight,
No,
please?
but you weren't only good to me. I have to add this because
No,
people are
I
going to say,
was-
"Oh,
I-
nepotism." Bill, you tried to give everybody a shot, and you really
Yeah,
went out
thank
of
you. I
your
appreciate
way
that
for everybody. And when you were down here casting, everybody worked.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody worked. I mean, I didn't have a real job.
Yeah.
If you remember, I did not have a real job. All I did was background
Well, you
acting and
drank your
acting and-
lattes and you lounged.
Yeah, well, why not?
But okay, so Magic City with
And
Michael
then Magic
Rispoli.
City, yeah, Magic.
Those are
You
opportunities
remember
when you come
Michael?
on
We had
set and
Michael
you
on as a guest,
Yeah,
Bill.
great guest.
Michael came into the studio because he was here in Florida visiting his son and his granddaughter, and he knew that I really wanted to have him on as a guest because we're friendly, and he came into the studio and it was his first in-person podcast. He's done millions of like what you're doing.
That's so
Zoom.
cool.
That was
But it
great-
was his
great-
first time
great
he ever
interview.
did an in-person interview, and it was so great. It was so wonderful. So
Oh wow, that's
yeah, so
great.
thanks to Magic City,
Yeah. And Florida had a really good film community for such a long
yeah.
time,
Mm-hmm.
and they just got rid of it for the silliest of reasons, and
Tax
somebody,
incentives.
I heard, I
yeah,
heard, I
they
heard
just
they
didn't
might.
want to renew them, and it's a
No.
shame.
I heard they might bring
So-
it back though. Did you hear that rumor, Bill?
Yeah, so they have the people, Sandy Leiterman
Yes,
is doing a really great
she's
job.
amazing.
Right.
Yeah, she's doing, and she brought back some incentives that would be like state incentives or county incentives.
County.
And so she's still working really hard trying to get a tax incentive for the state. But there's county incentives and city incentives like over in Tampa and Hillsborough County. I
Fort
think.
Lauderdale.
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale. And so they are bringing some things back, and there's a resurgence now of what we call independent films.
Yeah, I
Right.
see
For
that.
instance, right now I am working on 3 projects that are just under $300,000. Now the Screen Actors Guild has what's called the SAG ultra low budget production contract. And you follow all the SAG rules, which is great because they keep people safe. They do help keep people safe,
Yes.
even though it's a crazy, I don't always agree with it. And it's also professional. They want to make sure everybody has insurance and they have the opportunity and make sure people don't work too long and you give them hotels if it's too late, things like that. So SAG ultra low budget films are $300,000 or less.
Right.
The caveat is that what you will have to have at least one, like let's say Michael Rispoli, right?
Right.
He comes in and he's going to play the lead for 7 of the 15 days. Well, he is already a member of the guild, let's say.
Mhm.
But every other actor we can hire them and negotiate any rate, so no minimum for them. So we're doing a lot of these movies where these new actors are getting an opportunity. They're not going to get residuals, but honestly, residuals are nothing anyway. I mean, I get 12 cents from the stuff I did. Like there's no, what's the difference? But here's the thing: people are getting an opportunity to be in a movie and learn their craft.
That's
And
right.
so Michael has to be at least the one SAG member, and then the other 12 members, I can negotiate a non-union rate for them. It's not even me, it's the producers saying, look, we want to make this movie. We can't afford the pension and health. It's 21% on top of their rate, right? So that's why they're making these movies, and pretty soon it's going to be all non-union. So I tell people, take the chance while you can, regardless of whether you're SAG, go financial core, do what you have to do so you can do these films.
Right.
Because you're going to need a tape. And if you really want to be an actor, you've got to learn from other people on set, on camera, in
You
person.
have to be on set.
And I get a bunch of people that just email me today going, well, if it's a SAG ultra low budget, why aren't you paying me that? I'm SAG. And I said, I understand that, but this is the way they did the contract, not me. So I just tell people, regardless of where you stand, if you want an opportunity to get some tape so you can get an agent, so you can maybe do a commercial or get represented, please do these movies.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was saying everything is on the phone now. And, they do have a SAG vertical agreement they're working on. Who knows if it's going to happen, but it's not going to be much money. It's going to be like $100 for the day.
Yeah, I wouldn't even want to negotiate that. I'll be honest with you.
But you get a tape out of it. So you have to do the trade-off. But I'm happy to have whatever job I got. And it's just such a messed up situation. It's sad.
It's so different, isn't it?
And Sandy has been doing a really great job. And Lori Wyman, God bless her, she's still down there in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a lot of the same people. Phil Schneider from Props, you remember him?
Of course.
Yeah. He was great.
Yeah.
So, but we filmed at the Bertram Yachts. Remember the Bertram Yachts?
Yeah.
So that's
great.
where they used to build yachts.
Yeah.
Joe, they had these where they make the yacht.
Oh, really?
And Bertram, and they moved out. So we rented those stages. It was over by the Miami airport, just a few miles away.
Talking about Magic City, Joe.
Magic City, yeah. And so the space was tall, and we just outfitted it and made it soundproof to a certain degree.
It was spectacular.
Yeah.
It was beyond.
It was just one of the most amazing sets I've ever lived.
It was really spectacular. And then we shot a lot of the scenes on location at the DeVille, right?
The DeVille, the Deauville, right? The Deauville?
DEA. I would say the DeVille, but I'm sure it was because it was DAO, not dildo, Joe. Cut it out, you dirty dog.
DeVille. What is it called?
DEA. Right? It was DEAUXVILLE. So it was like Deauville.
Oh,
but that sounds like the Pillsbury Deauville. The DeVille.
And that looked like, and it never changed from like the 1950s because it had been there forever.
Yeah.
But I think they knocked it down.
They did?
Yeah.
They did. They knocked it down. It was a sad day.
And they knocked the other one down too just recently that was there for years.
What, the Eden Rock or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Sharon's on top of shit.
Well, I used to work at the Eden Rock with Ellen Jacoby. Do you remember that, Bill? Remember when I went and got a job with Ellen Jacoby as her assistant? Ellen Jacoby's another casting director.
I know Ellen Jacoby very well.
Ellen Jacoby.
Yeah.
God bless her. She's still around?
She's still around. As a matter of fact, I really should reach out to her.
Yeah.
I heard that she's doing something in Boca Raton, and we're here in Boca Raton.
Yeah.
And she's very active with trying to get the incentives back.
Yeah, she's been around for so long.
Yeah,
she's a national Miami treasure.
Yes, she is. She really is.
She's a nice woman. She's been around forever. You got to respect her for hanging in the game for so long.
Hell yeah. And she's not. Oh, I'm sorry.
She is the one who casted me for striptease.
Cast.
There's
not
no such word as casted, Joe.
Thank you. Tell him. Thank you.
Cast me.
I've already reprimanded him.
Casted in a movie.
I already reprimanded him and tore his shit up.
She's the one that casts me.
Thank you. We're gonna one person at a time, Bill. We're gonna make sure people say cast and not casted. Okay.
Proper grammar.
But what's the name of the show, Bill, that we're on right now? We talk
We
fun.
talk funny.
We Talk Funny. Very good, Joe.
There you go.
Joe, that was a great
I'm
comeback. That was a great comeback. That was very good, Joe. You're
Got a
so
sense
good.
of humor.
Yes, he's got a sense of humor.
I try.
Yeah, you do. You do. But yeah, she's doing a lot to try to get the incentives back and bring back, back to the heyday when we were
Yeah.
all working and we were busy and we were getting
Yeah,
jobs.
and it was fabulous. And then they always used to say, when I say they, the people at the film commission, not the film commission, but the producers, I'm sorry, the people that were against it would say, some of the tourism people, well, we do commercials down here and they pay the money, so why should we give them a discount? Because they film, but now they don't film anything. With
No.
look, with AI,
No.
you don't need a real beach. Just
You don't
drive
even
the
need a
car
real person
in front of a
anymore.
curtain.
They don't even
But
want to
now
have
they want to do everything
actors.
to get the incentive back. And I haven't worked in Miami in a really long time, or Florida. I've got called for a few interviews, but just I don't know if I'll ever be back, but I would love to. I mean, I'd love the opportunity. I just
Yeah.
don't think it's going to happen, but you never know.
Yeah, for a while there, I think like last year or something, you were toying with, you had something going on that you were.
I did. It didn't work out. They had
Yeah.
hired someone else, and I get it. Like producers want to hire the people they like to hire, or maybe they're cheaper, or maybe they're just more comfortable. I did have one person tell me, well, Bill, I would hire you, but I have to hire the people that stuck with me when people like you went to Georgia to work. And I
Right.
thought, well, that's a really silly, effed up thing to say, because what did you expect me to do?
You
Not
got to go
work
where
in
the work
Florida?
is.
I didn't have a house there. I came down there. It's fine. Things happen, but they all happen for a reason. And so now, and I'm also producing now too. So I'm producing a film called Stay on the Sunny Side. It's on my website. I'll give you the web address, and
Okay.
it's BillMarinellacasting.com. And when you go to that website, it will show you how to join my database.
Okay.
Now, my database cannot accept any videos. I can only accept photographs. However, on the website, it'll say casting calls, and I'll have and then you click the casting
Right.
call, and then you can submit your videotape. Uh, I always like to ask people to just tell me a little story about yourself so I can see them. Then I send them the sides, the part of the script that you read for an audition. So those are called sides. I send them the sides, and I'll determine from there if I should go further. So there's an opportunity right now for people to work in the Bahamas, but this is so specific. It's called the Sea Witch, and we're still looking for one male role and one female roles, but they want the really
They have
hot
to be young,
college
hot.
age bodies.
That's not us.
We
And there's-
can't
yeah.
we can't pull that off, Joe.
Sorry.
Well, if with AI we could just make you younger.
Ben, would you be able to put Bill's that web address and just maybe put it along the bottom, and this way you're the
Yep, I
best.
already
Okay,
thought
thank
about
you,
it.
thank
Made
you.
the notes. I'm
Oh,
gonna put it
great.
in
Thank
there.
you,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah,
We're
just
gonna
my name,
the Bill Marinella,
BillMarinella.com.
yeah, BillMarinellacasting.com, and we'll have that running along the bottom like a ticker. Bill,
Ticker, yeah. I like a
now
good
is
ticker.
that Bill? Is that where people can, like submit a profile? Is that
Sure.
what you
So
want
it's
actors
yeah.
to do?
It's a lot. It's not too much information, but you'll see where I give classes. You'll see what I'm casting for. You'll see how to log into the database to create your free profile. I don't charge money. I'm not an agent. I'm not interested in taking money from actors. I will charge for classes or seminars. That's reasonable. But there are some people you have to stay away from and make sure that if you want to be an actor, you got to remember when you get an agent, people used to say, oh, well, the agents work for you. Well, it's kind of like you work for each other. You got to make sure you're a good fit. So actors have to be updated on their photographs and making sure that they still look the same, because I still to this day, just today, got a picture of a man who decided to shrink his face with Facetune so that he didn't have his jowls, right?
Oh my
And he
God.
was just in my class.
Oh my
And he
God.
submitted with this picture 5 days later.
And you knew who he was.
And I knew who he was. I was like, dude,
Yeah,
you
it's
just-
like, I
we
know you in
talked
real
about
life,
it.
dude. What are
Yeah,
you
Yeah,
doing?
and so like if that's good for social media to do your fun stuff,
That's
but
it.
not for a casting director or a production person, because I just think it's silly. It's
It
just
irks
stupid.
me so much, Bill. I can't even begin to tell you. It's like we know you in real life. What are you
And
doing?
so, but it happens all the time. But I have to say that the talent pool here is improving, and there are people coming from different states because they used to live here, or they just want to change a pace. Because there are quite a few actors that I have to cast. I have to cast 13 roles on this film called Stay on the Sunny Side, and it's a horror slash thriller. It's about a grief device.
Oh,
You bring this grief device to a funeral of your loved one, and if everybody in the funeral home would like to say a few words, they all hold it in their hand, and it absorbs all your thoughts through your
Oh,
phone and through your technology,
wow.
and then it has a projection. But sometimes in this particular story instance, it's not stuff you want people to see. So it's a thriller and a killer and a horror and science fiction kind of combined. And it takes place in one day in a funeral home. And so I'm excited to do it. It's so I'm
Joe and
probably
I would be
do a
willing
little
to
bit of
fly
acting
up.
in it. Hmm?
Joe and I would fly up.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be it's really I've only seen a few stories that are similar, so I think we got a real unique opportunity to tell a
sounds good.
thrilling story. And there's a great actress. Her name is Jenna Cannell, and she's going to play the lead. She's out of Georgia. I've known her since she was like 16, and now she's 35. So I've known her. So I see all these people again. Started doing PA work, started doing extra work, and now look at her. She's been in hundreds of movies, and she's an actress. And she was the first person I thought of to be in this film, Jenna Cannell.
Wow.
But I've known
Wow.
her since she was a PA, and she was an
That's
actress, and she did
that's
extra work for
amazing.
us on Drop Dead Diva.
That's amazing. Really,
And
that's
And you
and
amazing.
then
remembered her.
the one in the Bahamas is by the producer of Drop Dead Diva, and he did Cobra Kai. So Bob Wilson did Cobra Kai in Atlanta, and so now we're doing. And then I'll tell you a quick note. Like Cobra Kai has Ralph Macchio in it. He plays
Right.
Daniel, right?
Right.
I worked with Ralph Macchio in a movie when I was 16 called Teachers with Nick Nolte.
Remember that movie?
What?
I got into a fight with Crispin Glover, who was Ralph Macchio's best friend in the movie.
Wow.
And and so we had it out. We duked it out, right? In a movie called Teachers, directed by Oscar-winning director Arthur Hiller. So then here I am 20 years later casting mostly background, but very specific background on Cobra Kai.
Right.
And I would see Ralph every day.
Full
And it was this really cool full circle moment. And
circle.
yeah, and then I did a movie. I think you remember Paul. Do you know who Paul Schrader is?
Yeah.
So I worked with Paul Schrader in LA, and then but before I worked with him in LA, I worked with him as an actor in a movie called The Light of Day with Joan Jett and Michael J. Fox.
Oh wow.
So I was an actor in that movie. Because when I was a kid, I was a real smart ass and I could take direction. But then I started taking acting lessons and I messed everything up. 'Cause, when you're just yourself, sometimes
Yeah,
you're,
it's
better.
So I did like lots
It's
of movies
better.
and commercials when I was in high school. I did lots of them.
But
So I'm still in the industry, but again, pivoting, like what we all have to do now. We're all
Right.
pivoting
We're
with
pivoting.
the way that the industry's going. And so
Yeah.
I did a movie called Autofocus with Paul Schrader directing, and I played the process server who gave Greg Kinnear, who plays Bob Crane. I gave him his papers when his wife was divorcing him, and Willem Dafoe was in the movie, and it was
Wow.
really Ron Liebman. It was
I
really a
saw that
great
movie. It was
character
really
study.
good.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a really good movie. It's very dark,
Yeah.
and Bob Crane, as you know, was murdered,
Yeah.
and
Violently
everybody
murdered.
thinks everybody thinks John Carpenter, who Willem Dafoe played John Carpenter, killed him with a tripod that was found in evidence as a crime scene photo. And they said, wait, where's the other tripod? So they think that he was bashed to death with a tripod and they got rid of the tripod. That's how John Carpenter went
Yeah.
to trial.
Got
Because
it.
somebody removed the tripod, a heavy camera. And so what I did on that film was I was an actor, but also I reminded him, hey, Paul, you're not going to believe this, but I was in The Light of Day with Michael J. Fox. He's like, oh my God. So we started talking. He goes, you want to play this part? I said, sure. So we played that part. And then I was also casting that movie. And so and Sharon's going to get, I think get a kick at it. So I cast all the swingers in autofocus because Bob Crane was a swinger, and him and Willem Dafoe
No.
used to take
Yeah.
he used to take the first Sony Betamax camera, it was beta, to the swinger parties, and he would film people having sex. but everybody liked Bob Crane because he was Hogan on Hogan's Heroes.
Yep.
And he just liked to party and have fun. And he was married and he had a real fucked up life. And so I was in California and I had worked at Playboy for so many years. And I had cast a lot of their actresses that were nude, not in sex stuff, but I would cast them in regular movies. Whenever the producers said, "Hey, Bill, we've got a scene and we need gorgeous women and they're going to be topless running around in bikinis and we need some really good-looking guys and can you know they're going to be kissing and making out," and just various motion pictures throughout my tenure in LA. They used to call me Porninella instead of Marinella. And
Sounds like
because,
a fun
yeah, so I
job.
called porn, but but honestly, it was a very good job because Playboy was a very marquee name. I
Right.
mean,
Right.
it was there was nothing weird or nothing, but I was the guy that could find it.
Right.
I just got along with everybody. I was polite. I was courteous. I never did any of that casting couch bullshit. I've never believed in it.
No,
But
you are a
I
gentleman, Bill.
yeah, because it's not worth it's not worth degrading someone to do
No.
that. Like, it's just so fucked up. And I knew plenty of people that did that stuff. And a lot of those ladies and a lot of those girls, whatever their story was, why they were in porn was usually not a good reason, but they were happy while they were in it. And then you'll hear 10 years later how bad it was. But I respected them, not just because I thought it was a human thing to do, but I made all these connections. And unfortunately, that's the male connections, the business people, the producers. I was connecting them with those people for their movies.
Right.
And who the hell knows what happened after that? But I'm sure
Right.
I just know how people are. And especially back in the day when that was acceptable to call someone, you're a married producer, but you call someone to take to a date so all the eyes would be on you. I'm sure that happened, but nothing really, I wasn't responsible for anything horrible, but I just think you got to be really careful. And so now again, look at everything as AI and everything is on your phone and everything is OnlyFans. So it's kind of a full circle stuff where this kind of nonsense with the way they make movies cheaply and the way that production and producers are. Sometimes you have to be really mindful. So I don't work for Playboy anymore, but the time that I was there, it opened a lot of doors to big studios and producers,
Right.
big names, and they would
Right.
call me to work on the film just for like a day or two or a week or two, trying to find body doubles for people's private parts. True story. So as an example, a well-known actor was in the shower and the camera had zoomed in while he was on the shower steam. It's the back of his head, right? And they cut it all together to make it look like him.
Right.
So we had to find his butt double.
Oh my God.
And so we would people would come in and we'd say, "Okay, could you disrobe?" We'd take the picture of the Polaroid. We were using Polaroids
The
back
butt.
then. Use the
Yeah.
Polaroid, and he would look at them. We didn't see it, but they would send it over to his people, and they would look and say, "Oh,
Wow.
this person would like a younger butt, please, and a little bit more firm," because maybe the guy was 60 and he wanted like a
Right.
40-year-old
Right. He
butt.
wanted a better
So they
butt.
do all these things, but it created a very small niche for me
Right.
where I would find photo doubles and
You were the guy.
body doubles and photo doubles and just hot girls and hot guys or characters. Because I remember finding people that had limbs missing, missing limbs
Wow.
for a zombie movie or something.
Right.
So I started in street casting. I would go down Melrose Avenue with my Polaroid camera
Right.
and
So
walk into the shops, and the girls with the blue hair and the nose rings, and I did some really well-known music videos, for Creed or for
Right.
Alien Ant Farm and things like that. So all these cool looks.
So Bill, what made you leave LA?
Well, in 2008, they had the writer's strike,
Right.
and nobody worked for over a year, almost a year,
Okay.
because there was a writer's strike. So
Right.
think about it, that whole industry out in California is all union.
Right.
All of it's union.
Was it
Right.
that long ago?
So
It doesn't
we
seem.
never-
That doesn't seem that long ago.
You might be thinking of the SAG strike.
No, I remember that.
2008 was the writer's
I
strike.
remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then that.
And
you know,
so
COVID.
my unemployment ran out and people lost their homes. And then I had an opportunity to go. This is where I first heard about tax credits. The tax credits started in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of them did. And it was a good tax credit. So in 2008, on New Year's, like a few days before New Year's Eve, I arrived in Baton Rouge, Louisiana to another friend's place who invited me out to stay for free, no problem. I said, great. Packed up my car, my first Corgi, Benny, little Benny. We drove cross country in my Saab. By the way, the Saab that I had was one of the 3 cars in the movie Sideways, the red Saab.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, there's a
Now I got to
it was
watch
one
it
of the
again.
3 cars, and so everything is so film connected for me. It's so bizarre. So I drove out there with my Saab, and I got there on New Year's Day.
Wow. And how long did you stay in Baton
I was
Rouge?
I was only there for less than a year. I started a company and didn't get much work. And it's expensive to start a
Yeah,
company.
sure.
Even in brick and mortar, and because that was back in the day when you had a brick and mortar, you had phone lines, and
Right.
so. And then halfway through that year, there was a call. One of my friends from Playboy, Sally, she did casting like me, regular movies too.
Hmm.
Got to do. Courtney Solomon had a production company called After Dark Films.
Okay.
After Dark Films did all horror. So I did 4 movies in Iowa right after that. So I went up to Iowa and we were doing principal casting, like 15 speaking roles in these horror movies.
Hmm.
And so I moved to Iowa. I lived in Beaverdale, Iowa, which was a suburb of Des Moines. And I lived on Beaver Street in Beaverdale, Iowa.
A lot of beaver.
Beaver.
There's a lot of beavers.
A lot of
Yeah.
beaver.
And so I lived there for like a year, but then what happened was there was a movie we did called The Experiment,
Mhm.
and Adrian Brody was in it just after he won the Oscar. And then from that one I did another movie and another movie. I was doing all these movies, and I was the only LA experienced casting director there, because who would go to Iowa to make movies? Well, they had a 50% tax credit.
Damn.
50%. So somebody audited it and they shut it down within 8 or 9 months. And a lot of people went to prison because
Really?
you're not keeping, yeah, people would drive over from Nebraska, open up a studio, or they call it a studio. They qualify for the tax credit with no oversight because they didn't really understand what was going on.
Right.
And they went to jail. Like one guy opened up his studio was his silo on his ranch, and he was filming horse documentaries, and all it was a camera facing his
That is hilarious.
and they caught him, and he went to jail too. And so
Wow.
anyway, from there I went to Detroit. They had a tax credit, 40% infrastructure, which means that you could build buildings, and if you spend $1 million, they'll give you 400,000 back. So, and then for the filming part, it was like 30% tax credit. So they did the Danny Green story. Danny Green was a mobster in Cleveland, but they shot it in Detroit. I was going to do that film, but they had hired someone else. And they also did the new Red Dawn movie, not the one with Patrick Swayze. I think it was the guy that played Thor.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, that was up there, and I didn't get that one, so I wasn't getting the work. But
They filmed that there.
but
Huh?
but what happened was the tax credit there got shut down too. But especially the structure, because the mafia was building construction and constructing buildings, because it's mafia. And they found some guys bound and tied and dead. They shot them in the head.
No.
Construction related to the motion picture industry.
Wow.
So that went, so that tax credit went away.
You could have made a movie out of that.
That should be a movie, the Danny Green story.
Yeah.
I think I saw it. Well, it wasn't The Irishman. It was something else Irish.
Yeah, it was Kill the Irishman.
Kill the Irishman. That was a good movie.
Yeah. And it was Ray something or other was
Big guy.
And I know Danny Kelly, who's Danny Green's son.
Right.
He changed his name to Kelly.
Kill the Irishman. Yep.
Yeah, Kill the Irishman with Ray. I forgot. He's dead now. He just died not too long ago. He's a great actor. I can't remember his
The guy
name.
who played the main role died.
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, Ray something or other.
Wow.
Yeah, he died.
Check that out.
And
It's a good movie.
So from there,
I'm going to say
I
I
moved
never
to
saw it.
Georgia. What's that?
I never saw that movie. I want to watch.
Oh, it's a really good movie. It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
So Tara Reid, the actress, well, I guess she could call herself an actress. So her brother Tommy
No
Reid
shade.
produced. Her brother Tommy Reid produced that movie, and the movie was actually pretty good.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was very good. But his name was Ray something, and he's dead now, unfortunately. Anyway, so after Detroit, I moved to Georgia in 2010. So like in 2 years, I went in 3 states, right?
Wow.
Fucking bad luck, couldn't get a job. I started doing Drop Dead Diva, then I did American Reunion, then I did Footloose, so I did all these shows, and I was on top of the world. It was just 4 casting directors there. Within 2 years, there were like 16 casting directors.
Wow.
But it's okay because we needed it.
It was enough to go around.
Everybody got their files different ways. So
Yeah.
I did really well for myself, and I met a lovely woman, and I lived with her. and she had 2 little girls, and it was really beautiful and great, and it was great until it wasn't. And at the same time, I was going to Miami to do Magic City because I was known as the takeover guy, take over a show and fix it, because they
Right.
just weren't communicating
You
properly.
did it a couple of
I had a
times.
really good team of people who also knew how to cast, and so we worked together as a team, and I would go back and forth, man, all over. And then I went up on the 2nd season of House of Cards, took that over,
Yep.
still in Atlanta. Took my, and so I was doing the threesome, I would go
Yeah.
the triangle. I was in Baltimore, which was 10 hours away, and Miami 10 hours away
Yep.
from
Georgia.
Georgia.
Yep.
And I would just drive back and forth
Yeah.
all year round. And that broke my relationship up, which was very sad. But, I'm very grateful for that, because I got to see little girls grow up into human beings. And I was so busy I never had a wife. So I got to see all these wonderful things. But this business is really taxing, and it takes a lot out of you.
It's hard
And I
on a
wish I would have
relationship.
known the things that I knew back then now, but there's nothing you could do about it. So, you just move on. So I'm doing good. I'm doing okay.
It's hard
And,
on a relationship, this industry.
oh yeah,
Very hard. You have to have a very
yeah,
understanding partner. You
yeah, it's
know,
crazy. Yeah, it's
that's a very
too much.
confident person,
Yeah.
because, it's
Oh
very
yeah.
hard. Right?
Yeah,
Bill?
and working in casting especially.
Yeah, well, and all the
people-
situations, just these situations that you've been talking about. I mean, think about it. What woman is going to put up with that? Right? I mean,
This is true, and I
know?
can't say I blame them.
But a confident woman would. A confident woman would say, "Oh, can I come with you today and watch?"
Even then though, it's still hard. But I learned a lot, but now we're in a position where we all have to pivot in this industry. We're making these $300,000 movies. We're following the tax credits again.
Right.
They're still going to make movies, but they're going to be less and less as the decade goes on, and probably less than a decade.
Right.
Everything is progressing to the telephone,
Right.
to the cell phone,
Right.
because it's more of a media thing than it is anything else. And just with the way that we view news now, and everything is on Meta, and that's how they make movies. And today's kids that are like, let's say right now, today a kid is 6 years old. He's not watching TV. He's watching his phone, or he or
His
she.
phone, yep.
That's
And
right.
10 years from now, he'll be 16, getting ready to drive his first car. In 10 years, I'll be retired or dead, right? And this kid, well, they won't even have computers. God knows what they're going to have next.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're all phasing out. So we don't know. So I'm trying to pivot with whatever that is.
Yeah.
So I've been, keeping up on teaching my classes, and maybe I'm learning to produce, and I'm producing some things, and I'm very excited for the future, but I'm also very sad and sorrowful that I know everything comes to an end and you have to change and move with the universe, but this was devastating, and I never figured in a million years that 2 years after the pandemic, we would have something called AI that does so much and creates.
It's
and it's
wreaking
really
havoc
scary.
on our industry.
Yeah, and just in life in
everything,
general.
Yeah.
And
Like
I'm
AI might be good for doctors, as an example, right? It helps doctors, with these different things. But what about the only true jobs I think that will still land would be maybe a plumber, a car mechanic,
Yeah, the trades.
construction maybe,
I was just talking about that today with my friend.
factory workers.
He put his son through college, and now he wants to put him in a trade school
Yeah.
to learn all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because a college for what? You're going to learn to code? There's going to be so many coders.
Right.
So unless AI is learning to code itself.
Yeah.
That's right.
So,
That's the whole thing.
yeah, go to trades and learn how to do the
the whole
pipes,
thing.
man.
There's
I
never
just-
enough for that.
I just had a conversation today, directly but indirectly about this topic, how technology has affected me personally as a creative. Okay, so Bill, nobody knows more than you how much I love to act. I love it, but because I am the worst at self-tapes.
Oh, I hate that too.
Okay, I really am. I'm just horrible at self-tapes. Even when I try to do them, when I do get the rare audition that I get, they're just not up to snuff, because everybody that is doing them, they're doing them, they're paying people to do them, they're whatever they're doing. But I am not competitive in the technological aspect of auditioning. And so I didn't even renew my casting networks.
Well, you can do it in person.
There are
but
no
it's
in-person.
hard to do.
There are no in-person. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
In-person
You can do it
audition?
like people can do it in person. People can audition in person, or they can just be on a set
Not
and do
down
it.
here.
But to take the video camera and the computer and practice and make sure the lighting, to me it's challenging. We're from the old school.
Right.
So, and it's kind of fake too, because they're editing their things before they send, and
they're doing 30 takes
That's what I was
before.
just gonna say.
I'm, as someone who's been on the other side of the camera,
That's what I'm saying.
and I've done my own productions. I don't want that guy that sent me a perfect self-tape, because I know that you spent 6 hours on it. I don't have 6 hours when we get.
We got to make sure that you can do it in
I
person.
want
and
to
that's
see
what I'm
you
saying,
in
like,
person. I
we
want to
can
see.
physically get it done if there are in person, but the people that send in self tapes, I'm watching self tapes now, and they're pretty bad. But but here in this new market, this is what we're working with, and we're going to teach them how to do it, and hopefully it'll work out. But it's a very strange world we're living in right now.
Such a strange world, and
It is. It's scary.
we're in the upside down. Bill.
Oh yeah.
We're in the upside
With
down.
the self tapes too, though, you could tell if you're looking for a certain look. You know, you can say that's it. That's the look.
Right.
Yeah, but then
And
I don't know if
people are online and they're raging against casting directors because casting directors apparently are not giving them feedback after they send in the self tape. Well, it's just like a regular audition, guys.
You're not getting
I don't
feedback.
have time to give you feedback. You're either going to get the part or not. You're going to get a call back or not. If the agent calls me, I can give them a little bit of feedback, but I mean, I don't want to be rude because I understand actors go to school and they train, but that's just also part of it.
Yeah.
Because for me to give you feedback, and I don't do a ton of auditions, the projects I work on are rather small, but I see people on Backstage West and all these, they complain about it, and I get it. They want feedback because they spent $1,000 on their kit to make the self-tapes look great, and they don't get, but here's the thing, like you said, Joe, if the guy doesn't look the part, I'm not going to watch the 3 minutes. I'm going to watch the first minute and move on because I've got other tapes to do. And I think, respectfully to the actors, you're just going to have to figure out a way to deal with that and just figure out other ways to make your living until we call you. It's not anyone's fault. It's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah,
I'll never forget when I was first starting out acting and I was going on auditions and I'd be like, I want to know what they thought. My dad,
you get anxiety.
My dad's like, listen, when you leave, just forget about it.
That's literally what I do.
If you get the call, you get the call. You did good because they're not gonna just forget about it. He was right.
Whenever I audition, I do the audition and I forget about it.
Right.
I literally, if I get a call back,
about it.
I get a call back. If I don't get a call back, that means I didn't get it. Because
how it
guess
should
what?
be.
There's one person that's going to get that role, and they might look at 100 tapes.
Right.
So you can't take it personally,
No.
and just forget about it.
Forget about it.
In class, I teach them about the slating and the audition. And I say, and here's the most important thing when you're done with your work. Your work is to tell the truth as an actor. You're not telling the truth as you because you're supposed to be somebody else.
Right.
So be somebody else. And then you go home and you do the dishes. And they're like, what? Just go home.
Mhm.
You've done the best job you can, but
Right.
just go home and do the dishes.
Exactly.
Because that's something else you need to do. So go do your dishes and they may call you, but don't eat yourself alive. But it's human nature. We all want to know. We all want to be praised. We all want to be loved.
But like
We
you
all
s-
want people to like us.
But like you
But
said,
the
Bill,
people that succeed are going to be the ones that consider it a fucking business.
right? But like you said, it's these people spending all this money to do it now. They think they have the right to know if it was good or not. You know.
And how many times have I put out a breakdown? I spend an hour typing this breakdown up for breakdown service, waiting to get it approved, takes 2 hours. I put it out and it's like, oh, these 2 roles, they cut those scenes. Now the conversation isn't with 3 people. It's just one person talking to God and it's going to be a voiceover. So we no longer need those 2. And in the meantime, people are sending in their tapes.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my
So
goodness.
I can't help that. Like that's just
Right.
life. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that conversation went to God, huh? What do you mean? Well, the guy's now in the toilet and he's speaking to God. He's not talking through the door to the 2 other people trying to break into the restroom.
This
Okay,
industry
yeah.
moves
But these
lightning
things happen.
A
fast.
fast moving
Lightning
business.
fast.
And people get people get frustrated. And I had somebody say that, well, I did all this work. I hope you're going to watch the tape. And I said, well, eventually I might watch that tape. And I said, I get it. I probably should have said, oh, sure, I will. But off the cuff. And I get it. They put a lot of work, and God bless them. But what can you do? That's not the business we're in.
But
It's in show business,
I'm assuming that
not
is
like
someone who's
business.
not been in the business a long time.
Yeah.
Someone who said that to you. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Because
Yep,
I would never
correct.
dream of saying that.
Correct.
Even, and you're my dear friend.
People don't think about what they say before they say it. I'm guilty of it too, and I've gotten better over the years. It's just best to listen,
Yep.
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
then respond instead of just listening and responding. Because if you don't think about what you just listened to,
Right.
you're gonna jam yourself up.
Right.
But we're in the business where it's a reactive business. It's not. It's not like who's the best. It's not like a Teamster driver has 10 years and then you just give it to that guy. That's not the kind of union this is.
No.
The Screen Actors Guild. It's
No.
all subjective.
Well, yeah, it sure is. Well,
Yeah.
listen, we
Yeah.
need to take a quick 1 minute
Okay.
break and do a quick shout out to one of our sponsors,
Okay.
Deck Masters of South Florida.
Let's thank one of our guests, Deck Masters of South Florida.
That's perfect, Joe. And you can call John at Deck Masters, and maybe he can help you with your little problem.
What are you talking about? I don't have any problem.
That's not what I heard. Word on the street is you have a very small deck.
What? My deck is not small. It's fun size.
Yeah. That's what they all say.
My girlfriend loves my deck.
Oh, yeah? Then why is she always coming over and laying on my deck?
What? You have a deck?
Oh, yeah. And it's very big. And your girlfriend? She loves it.
I give up. Give me John's number. I give up.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
I can help you with your problem. I am John, the deck master from South Florida. Damaged deck? No problem. Discolored deck? No problem. Need a new deck? We got you covered. I'm like the deck doctor, only better. Deck Masters of South Florida covers all your deck sizes. Decks, docks, boardwalks, pergolas. We got you covered. Big decks, little decks, no problem. You send me your deck pick, I'll take care of the rest.
Call Deck Masters at 561-255-7921. That's 561-255-7921.
And we're back.
And we're back. So let's continue this wonderful conversation
Sure.
with Bill Marinella, the casting director, Eyal. I mean, he does it all. He does it
I
all.
try.
Yes, you do. You do.
I've actually helped a lot of people get their SAG cards when I was casting the extras, and a lot of those people have thanked me over the years. In addition to that, like when I started casting a background on Drop Dead Diva in Georgia, Peachtree City was a half hour from Atlanta,
Right.
and it was a long commute. The pay was only $60 for 8 hours.
I remember.
People would drive down. We were new.
I remember.
Movies were being made. They hung out together. It's like a camaraderie. Everybody sits around. They all want everybody to do good. It's just like in
Right.
Magic City. We're all sitting
Right.
around here and makeup. I am responsible for probably 30 or 40 actors that are acting right now because I'm not responsible, but what
You
I did
helped.
got them together.
Yeah.
I gave them advice, and then they got together, and there's at least probably 50 people, not kidding you, that are now Teamsters, craft service,
Wow.
electricians, grips,
Wow.
because the town
They
exploded.
started with you.
But because they all started and they would hang out and they would say, well, I don't really want to be an actor. It's extra work was cool. And then I'll be an actor, but maybe not. But that guy there is in the union and he's making $28 an hour plus overtime to put food on the table.
Right.
Oh my God, that's something. And then
That's
sure
what
enough,
I
they didn't
wanna
have enough
do.
crew and they got into that system.
Right.
And now they've got families, they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. So the industry that you can you can piggyback off so many things when you learn. Even just doing extra work is something fun to do, and you never know who you're going to meet because of it. You could meet your spouse, you could
I
meet
loved it.
you could meet your doctor, whoever's going to be your doctor that saves your life. You just never know.
I had so many fun, great experiences just doing background, especially on Magic City. That was just a really
Magic City is one of the best shows. I
magical.
worked on House of Cards, which was maybe just the same,
Yeah,
but that was an amazing
yeah,
project. For 6
yeah.
seasons, I did that.
I really loved it. And then I know you didn't cast the Glades, but the Glades was so much
Right.
fun to work on. What was that other one? I can never remember the name of it. It'll come to me. But there was another show that filmed down here that was very, very popular, and everybody worked on it. And
Oh, with Jeffrey,
yes,
what's
with
his
Jeffrey,
name?
what's his name? What was the name of
Yeah.
that show?
Uh,
It's right on the tip of your tongue, right? Me too.
yep. I
Me too.
can't remember.
I can't
Let
remember
me
it
see, I
either.
got to look it up on my phone.
Burn Notice.
Burn Notice.
I knew it was a B.
That
I'm like,
went 3 or 4
It's going through I'm going through, as we're
Yeah.
talking, I'm like, yeah, so Burn Notice, we all worked on that. And I mean, I had a steady, I made a living
Yeah.
doing this. I made so many friends and so many friendships, long lasting,
Yeah.
you included.
Lulu and
Yeah, all of them,
Shay,
everybody.
was it Shay or Shane? The what's her name? Shayna, the blonde gal. She married
Oh my
I
God,
forgot her name. You're one of your friends you introduced me to.
I don't remember.
So many people.
Oh, Sherry Shay?
Jerry Shay. Yeah.
You know, Sherry lives in North Carolina now.
Oh, does she? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think her husband does NASCAR or something.
Oh
It's some
yeah,
big-
he's amazing.
Yeah, so
He-
I remember you would always
Sh-
Sharon knew all the people. I didn't know.
Sherry
Yeah.
Shay. Oh, and then there
Okay,
was
I
you know
remember so
the whole
specifically.
crew with like who I don't speak to anymore, but not for any particular reason. But
Oh, yeah.
Frenchie, remember Frenchie?
Yes.
Little Frenchie and
She's- I
all the
think she retired from the city of Hollywood. She was
Right,
a parking meter
right,
maid.
a parking meter maid.
Meter maid.
Yeah.
And she was from France and they called her Frenchie.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
And
Yeah.
She was tan all year round. She
Tan
was
all
super
year
tan.
round. But there was a whole group of
Yeah.
this, like core, background people.
Yeah.
And
But they were excited to be there and live in the dream. And Charlie's Angels was that other
Charlie's
show.
Angels.
Charlie's Angels,
which
the
you
TV
put
series.
me-
It lasted 5 episodes and it got canceled.
Yeah, well, it
It
was,
was
kind of
horrible.
horrible.
It was awful.
Horrible.
I never watched
Do you
one
still
episode.
talk to Lisa Aurora? Do you remember Lisa?
Yeah, I kind of, sort of. She goes back and forth between New York now. I see her on Facebook,
Right. Right.
But I think she's still in film.
Yes, she's
she's
still
still-
doing something. Every now and then we'll
Yeah.
run into each other on social media.
Yeah, and the Florida Film Commission, I just hope that they can get some new projects in because
Me too.
there's so much money to be made, but more importantly, good stories to be told, especially with streaming.
Yes.
So-
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I tried to get one of my own projects up off the ground from Brooklyn to Boca, which is something that I co-wrote with somebody. And, great story, but it was
Okay.
it was so hard to get funding.
Yeah, if you could ever come up with the funding, like you might be able to film it here. The minimum spend is $125, and you get 30% back, and it's a cash
Wow.
rebate.
And I was able to raise 200,000, but it wasn't enough.
Oh,
It wasn't enough for what we wanted to do because
oh goodness!
we wanted to have Leah Remini as the lead with Matt LeBlanc as her.
Oh wow,
husband.
that would have been fun.
We had all these, it was
It's hard to produce.
it was the above the line costs that were killing us. So
And maybe if they would have had a tax incentive, you could have got it done. Who knows?
we were just we just said we can't do this for 200,000. We just can't make this movie the way that we wanted to make it for
Right.
$200,000. It just couldn't be done. If we were going to do it with no names, and if I were a couple of years younger, and I could have been Regina, and we could have just made it a no-name film, but who's going to watch a no-name film? Nobody.
Yeah, you got to have
So,
a
you
strategy.
gotta
very
have-
few no-name films make it. They might
Exactly.
do well at a festival, but you never
Right.
know.
What are you going to do with a festival?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I said, I'd rather not take people's money and gamble it like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to go anywhere. It's not. believe it or not, I was willing to go take $4 million and do that gamble because I believed in it if I had the people that we wanted to put in it.
Right.
I believe that a movie called From Brooklyn to Boca with Leah Remini,
That's
Matt
really-
LeBlanc, and Danny DeVito as Big Sal. How funny is that? The mob boss, Big Sal.
That's
Fucking
great.
Danny
I'd
DeVito.
love to read the script. You never know.
I'd love to send it to you.
Please do.
But
That sounds really interesting.
yeah, we turned it into a play, and we had our premiere a little over a year ago, and it literally sold out almost every performance.
I remember seeing that on YouTube.
Yeah. Well,
You put some clips up.
yeah,
of the play.
and we, the audiences loved it. So the fact that we couldn't raise the rest of it just made me feel bad. But what are you going to do? I mean, what are you going to do? That's a hard thing to do, raise money. So
It is.
it's people want to help, but not when it comes to writing a check. And I'm not a proven writer. I'm not a
Right.
no.
It's such a crazy industry, and
And
I just hope it comes back. But
the catch-22 when I talked to Dominic Lombardozzi. Now you know who that is, and
Yeah.
he's amazing. He's probably just right under an A-lister.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he
I
said,
mean, he works a lot. I
he
know
said,
exactly.
Sharon, who's the director?
Who?
That's what he said to me. Because who's the director? I
Oh.
said, well, I can't get anybody until I'm trying to secure names to get the money, and I can't get the money until I secure the names. So
Yeah,
that catch-22.
I just spoke with Louis Lombardi 2 days ago.
Oh yeah, Lou
You know,
Lombardi. Yeah.
Has he been on your show?
No, not yet.
Yeah,
I'd
we
love
should
to have him on.
Yeah, he played Skip
Yeah,
in The
I know.
Sopranos.
I know.
and then-
We've
yeah,
had
and
quite a
so
few Sopranos
He knows
on.
Dominic and all. Yeah, so it's
We've
interesting.
had a couple. We had Joe Ganascoli, who was Vito.
Yeah, yeah.
We had Michael Rispoli. We had John
this is
Fiore. So I'd love to have, but I'd almost want to keep Louis Lombardi because we have another channel called We Talk Food. And I
Oh,
almost
yeah,
want to
he's
have
got
him
his food-
because
yeah.
he's really into the whole food. He'd be an interesting
So
guest
Joe-
for that.
Joe is too now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Joe's a chef, but,
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
yeah, Joe Ganascoli. But Lou is actually, he's in right? He's producing
he's-
actual food, I don't know what the word
Yeah,
is.
he's a
Making food.
He's a restaurateur and
Right.
an entrepreneur.
And an
He has his
entrepreneur.
own sauce
Food
line,
line,
his own,
right.
His
That's
own
what I'm saying. He has got his
pizza.
own. Yeah,
He's got his own pizza
with his
company.
daughter. His
called
daughter's
Ava's-
name.
I think it's
Ava.
yeah.
Ava Lou.
Ava,
Ava
Ava
Lou.
yeah.
Right?
Ava Lou, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I watch.
And
I see.
I met him through a guy named Zippy.
Zippy.
Zippy was Charlie Sheen's bodyguard.
No
and
shit.
I used to hang, and his name was Zippy, and they called him Zippy because with a Zippo lighter, he was in prison, and I'll just
Oh,
leave
I
it
thought you were
at
going to tell me he was a Zip from Italy.
that. You kind of was.
Was he?
Except but anyway, that's how I met Lou, and then just over the years we see each other. And it's funny, I just talked to him 2 days ago.
You know where I met him? I met him at Sundance 2 years ago.
Oh wow,
Yeah, he was great.
that's crazy.
Yeah, we had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we hung out.
I didn't go 2 years. I went this last one. I went to the last.
You went to the last one. I went 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Lou was
Joe, when
there.
did you go to Sundance?
Hmm?
When did Joe go to Sundance?
I haven't been. Nobody invited
No,
me.
Joe didn't.
Oh, you got it. Film festivals are great.
Yeah.
I love to
Yeah.
go to film festivals. Meet so many
Yeah.
people, and you just
been-
never. There's so many. It's so strange. You see people pitching all day long. They pitch their show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People will be walking up the hill, say, "Excuse me, one
I
second."
was pitching my
Yeah.
From Brooklyn to Boca. People were loving the idea of it. Oh, make sure you call me. Make sure you go. But whatever. What are you
It
gonna?
happens.
What are you gonna do? But I love South by Southwest. Have you ever gone to South by Southwest?
Never. I haven't been yet.
Oh wow, in Austin. That's another
Yeah, I haven't
great
been
festival.
yet. So
Well, listen, we have been
Yeah.
talking now
Yes.
for over
For
an
an
hour.
hour.
And unfortunately, because there are other shows happening here in this amazing studio podcast,
we got to say
Junkie
goodbye.
Studios, and Ben, we
We
have
got
to
to say arrivederci.
Yes, but we are going to talk because we have things to
Yeah.
talk about.
Make
we
sure my
have
hair
to
looks
talk.
good.
Yeah, you look phenomenal. Bill.
go.
I'm so
My
happy.
forehead has become my afterhead. Have you noticed? I've lost the hair. It's like gone
Same
from front
here.
to
Yeah,
back.
but you're still a handsome
Joe
devil.
knows.
You're still a handsome devil, Bill.
I
Well,
try
thank
to
you.
I try
Thank
to
you
keep
very
it up. I try to push it up front.
And we're so happy to have you on the show.
Thank you very much, Sharon. I love you guys. This
We
is
love you
Thank
too.
you, Bill. You've been great.
And we're
Yeah.
gonna have your website.
Yeah, that'd be great. So if
Yeah.
anybody has questions, they reach out. They can see everything I've done.
Yes, you got
I'd
it.
love to
baby.
meet people.
Look
You
forward
got
to
it.
meeting
Teach
you
a
in
class down
person
there.
soon.
Yeah, when you're
Okay.
gonna come down, you have any plans to coming down to visit?
Love to meet you.
Yeah, I'll work something out.
Okay.
All right.
We'll see you soon.
See you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye,
you again.
everybody. Please like,
Mwah.
comment, subscribe. Go to our YouTube page. Go to our Instagram page. Go to our Facebook page.
Yes.
Please, we need more followers.
We need your
more
support.
subscribers. We need your support.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
What the fuck? That's it?
Yeah, Joe. That's it. Until next week, when we have another fantabulous episode of the We Talk Funny podcast.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our show and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform at We Talk Funny. See you next Tuesday.
C-U-N-T.